All right, so welcome back. This is Gage Reality. I really do appreciate you checking out the video. If you don't mind, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when I do drop a new video. Like, comment on the video, and if you don't mind, go over to Instagram and Facebook and follow me at Gage_Reality on Instagram and Gage Reality with 2 Y's on Facebook. So let's get into the video. So first and foremost, I have the Glock 17 right here, which is a training pistol, obviously, and I have a lockbox. So this video is about traveling on a plane, flying into a different city or a different state and dealing with TSA. So last year, about this time, I took my first flight with my pistol. So I hadn't done it before, but I really wanted to because you really don't know what's gonna happen once you get to your point of destination. So I have USCCA. I am a member. I've been a member for a little over a year now. And the great thing about USCCA is on the app, it shows you all of the states that you have reciprocity with the state that you reside in. So basically, I can check the app, see what state I'm flying into, and it'll show me that I have reciprocity in that state. So I live in Georgia, and Texas and Georgia gives each other reciprocity. So I can carry in the state of Texas under the same laws that I would carry here in Georgia, and the same for Texas coming to Georgia. So, which is really cool. So one of the things was I checked out a few videos. I went to the TSA website to try to get the gist of what to do and how to do it. You know, because I have friends, they go to South America to hunt, and they ship their guns, and I always wondered how are they shipping their guns. So it's very easy. Domestically, it's very easy. So basically, a couple things you need. If you're gonna fly, obviously you need your ID. Number 2, you're gonna need a lockbox. And this is a lockbox that has a lock on it with a key. And so you wanna have 2 keys to it. They typically, they as in TSA, they typically do not like for you to have a combination lock, but I have heard of people flying with combination locks. I didn't want to take the risk, so I got the lockbox. So basically, it's just a simple lockbox, one that you would use in the truck or maybe in your truck or car to lock up your pistol with, or put a little bit of cash in or whatnot, or to keep locked in the home in a secluded area that no one else can get to. So basically, I took the lockbox. I also took the cable with me, and I took this primarily because once I got to my hotel room, if I was gonna go somewhere that I couldn't carry, I would leave my gun in the hotel room, and this would allow me to lock it up in the safe, but also run the cable through it just in case somebody got into the safe in the hotel. So I'll put this inside of the safe in the hotel. So basically, you want to take your pistol, of course, and a lot of people, they say, well, you cannot fly with ammunition. Well, that's not true. You know, I like to refer to TSA, it's in black and white. You can fly with the ammunition. When I flew with the pistol. I had 2 magazines, both were loaded. TSA, they do not like for it to be loose rounds. So let's say, for instance, you had the lockbox, and then you take the mag out of the gun, put the gun into the box, and then you lay your mag there. Then you lay your other mag. Well, they don't want to. They want all those bullets to be inside of your magazine. They don't want them to be just kind of flailing around. I also took basically my EDC, my everyday carry kit. You know, knife, gun, extra magazine. I took my wallet knife, put it all into the lock box, locked it. And so basically when I arrived to the terminal or to the gate to check my bag, I basically told the rep, hey, I have a firearm. I need to declare this firearm. That's what they call it, declaring it. So basically you're just checking it. So you're handing it over to the airline, and they're gonna, do all of the ticketing and whatnot, and you actually have to pay for it like you're paying for a checked bag. So they do all of that. Once I went in, she ticketed and everything. Then I walked over to the TSA X-ray machine. They X-rayed it, made sure everything was fine. They actually wanted me to reopen up the suitcase that I had the box in, and open up the box, make sure it was locked, and I was able to go and do my normal TSA as I walked through. Basically got on the flight, made it to Dallas. When I got to Dallas, I was just kind of confused on where I should go, how to get my pistol. But actually, it comes out with the same check bags. It comes right out of the terminal, out of the turnstile. So, or the carousels, whatever they call it. And it was there. So boom, got my bag, got in the Uber, went to the hotel. So once I was in the hotel, I was good to go. I was able to lock the gun up, take it in, take it out, do whatever I needed to do. And kind of flying back is where I ran into my issues. I had issues flying back because we're in Atlanta. It seemed as if it was a normal thing. And it was just kind of like, okay, boom, 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 you're done. In Dallas, it was a little more of, hey, okay, got to do this, got to do that, got to do this, got to do that. And I was like, man, I had none of these issues when I was in Atlanta. So finally, they checked the bag. And I'm like, well, are you going to X-ray it? Because I remember when I was in Atlanta, they X-rayed it. So they were like, no, it's fine. So I go. I'm like, I'm going to get a couple drinks, hang out, just relax, because my flight, I was like an hour early, because, and you want to do that. You want to go a little sooner than you would for your flight. So if you typically go to catch your flight 45 minutes ahead of time, an hour ahead of time, I would say put another hour to 45 minutes on top, because you never know what's going to happen, especially post 9/11 and kind of the climate of where we're in right now. You just never know who's going to be a super cop or whatnot, even though everything is legit. So I'm walking off. I get to a restaurant. I have a couple of drinks, relaxing, go to the restroom. My phone starts to ring. So I'm like, gotta hurry up, wash my hands real quick, answer the phone. It's the guy from TSA. He's like, hey, I need you to open up this bag so I can see in the bag to make sure that this box is locked. So I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. We could have done all this when I was upstairs checking in. So I rushed out of the restroom, met the guy. He was friendly. And, he was like, hey, I need your keys. I need to open up the bag. And I was like, well, where is the bag? He's like, well, it's downstairs in the office. So I'm like, I really did not want him to open up my bag with me not present, because I was like, I don't know this guy. I don't know what he's trying to do or whatever. So it was kind of like either you do it or you don't. So I gave him the keys. He checked it, came back in like 20 minutes, said everything was fine. I'm like, okay, so I board my flight, fly back to Atlanta. More issues. So I get to where my baggage, I get my first bag, I'm waiting on the pistol. So finally wait there for like 20 minutes and I'm like, okay, all the bags seemed as if they're come out. So I go speak to one of the baggage officials. They're like, oh, well, if you had a firearm, you got to go to this side of the airport. So I'm like, man, that's crazy. So I had to go to a whole nother part of the airport to find my bag. I get to this area. My bag is on the floor, just hanging out there. No one is around and it's upside down. It looks like someone just threw it down a chute and it was just there. So I'm like, man, anybody could have picked this up and walked away, but luckily it did not. There's a ton of cameras around the airport, so I feel comfortable in that. But I just feel like the process of leaving Atlanta, going to Dallas was easy versus leaving Dallas, coming back to Atlanta. It was just kind of weird, but that was really it. Other than just not having the information, I should have asked the attendant when I was checking in, what the process is when I'm coming back, but who thinks about that? No one really thinks about that. It's just kind of like, okay, we're just going to go ahead, get on the flight, let's fly, and then get back, but other than that, I highly recommend that if you have your carry permit and you're permitted to carry in your state and you're traveling, going somewhere else, you should definitely look into the laws in that state to see if you have reciprocity in that state. The last thing you want to have is to be on vacation and something goes left. There's a lot of people. You look at Las Vegas with the country music festival a few years back. You look at, Orlando nightclub, just a lot of situations, just going out of town. You never know, and you want to protect yourself. So I hope this video was helpful. I would definitely recommend you to join USCCA. It is the United States, USCCA, United States Concealed Carry Association. I had to think about that. And basically, for me, I pay like $13 a month. And it's insurance. If I have to protect myself and my family or someone else and use my firearm and I'm arrested, they have my back. Have a lawyer, paid time off. It's there as a safety net. So I'll definitely look into it. I'm always checking the app. I get the magazine in the mail. So it's helpful, and they offer a ton of training. So if you're not familiar with firearms and you would like to have more training, definitely check out the USCCA because they're an association that they're pro Second Amendment, they're pro self-defense, they're pro gun ownership, and they're there to help you out. So this is Gage Reality. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Gage_reality. Check you out soon. Thank you. One more thing that I forgot to cover in the video is if you're not carrying your pistol and you do not wish to declare your pistol or your firearm or any weapons, make sure you do not have them in any of your baggage, your carry-on, your check bags, or your person, because my fiance, she made the mistake of trying to fly, and she forgot to take her magazine out of her purse. So she was taking a flight to Oregon. She don't really like declaring her firearm, so she'll take her gun out of her purse, lock it up, and then fly. So she was flying to Oregon. She took her gun out of her purse, went to the airport, and forgot her spare magazine was still in her purse. And this was like the second time TSA has stopped her. The first time was for a knife that she forgot she had. The second time was for the magazine, and they actually stopped her and made her throw the magazine away. And these Smith & Wesson mags are not cheap. They're about 30 to 40 bucks, depending on, what model you're buying for. So that was kind of like a really bad situation, but at least they didn't arrest her. The officer, I don't know if this is true or not, but he did threaten to have her arrested because of the magazine. I have heard of individuals flying out of New York to get arrested for having a magazine. And this is just a magazine, not with the firearm itself. So there's really nothing you could do with this unless you have a firearm. So, TSA, the federal government, they take it very serious about having a firearm on a plane, especially if you haven't declared it. So that's just something I wanted to add into the video, something that I forgot to add initially. So fly safe, check all your local and state government policies as far as do you have reciprocity in that state. Also check TSA. They do updates every month, every year, every day. You just never know with the different climates of security of things are changing. So you don't want to be comfortable, say, well, I flew last week and this is how it was. And, you're in a whole new week. So you want to make sure you're up on the new policies and procedures or laws that are changing. So just take that for whatever it is. Check out USCCA and go from there.